Do you feel like you're kind of stuck where you are and your art is not really improving substantially? Maybe the progress is really slow and you want to speed it up? Today, I'm here to discuss 6 hurdles that might be the reason you are not improving. I'm gonna go through each one of them and discuss how these hurdles can possibly be removed. So let's get right into it. Number 1. Impatience. Believe it or not, getting good at art takes time. A lot of time, in fact. Mostly when you're starting out, you are overwhelmed by looking at the work of so many great artists, and you want to achieve that level as an artist. But obviously, those pro artists must have devoted thousands of hours into their work in order to get to that level. So ask yourself, are you willing to spend as many hours as they did? It takes a lot of determination, consistency, and patience. So the next time you are a little impatient about getting good at drawing or painting, tell yourself that the slow and the steady wins the race. So the key here is to be consistent and to invest your time into practicing, because drawing or painting, it's a skill, and like every other skill, it requires a lot of practice to build your muscle memory and to achieve mastery. Maybe it's better not to see results after a week or a month. Give it time, practice, and maybe after a year, compare your new work to the old one. You will notice the improvement. Number 2. Trying to make everything perfect. I really wanted to discuss this one because I struggled a lot with this problem. I always wanted my drawings to look pretty and perfect. Well, that is not the ideal case when you're trying to improve your skills. For example, let's say that I really suck at drawing hands and I want to improve it. So I decide to practice drawing hands daily for the next 30 days. Now, on my first day, I will not be able to draw great hands. They'll be far away from perfect, and that is absolutely alright. You don't need to make each and every drawing perfect. You must have heard this 1,000 times before, and it's true that only when you make mistakes, you learn from them, and only when you learn from your mistakes, you improve. Just like Jake Parker says, it's important that you rather finish a project instead of trying to make it look perfect. When you create enough finished projects, you start achieving that level of perfection that you always dream of. So stop making everything perfect, go out there, keep drawing, and keep making mistakes. That's the way to go. Number 3. Distractions. When I was in art college, I took a 2-year break and worked on my skills as a digital illustrator. But there was a slight problem. I used to work at my home and there were just too many distractions. And I must admit, most of those distractions were created by none other than myself. If I had my sketchbook and pencil near me and my PlayStation plugged into the television screen right in front of me, I was often extremely tempted to play video games when I knew that I needed to practice drawing. This was a problem because once I started playing video games, I often lost track of time and wasted hours and hours gaming. In short, I had terrible time management skills and too many distractions to keep me from working. So if that's something you experience too, I feel ya. So what did I do, you ask me? I just got rid of those distractions, moved my television and PlayStation to the other room, brought a table and a chair in, set a workspace for myself, and most importantly, defined my working hours. And once I'm working, I also turn my phone off so that I don't keep using Instagram or Facebook. So what's keeping you from working on your drawings? Ask yourself and you will find the answer. Number 4. Lack of inspiration. This sucks, does it not? I know, it's alright. It's part of being human. Sometimes you feel extremely demotivated and low on inspiration. You don't really know what to draw and you're not getting any fresh ideas. When something like this happens to you, find something you really like. It can be films that you dearly love or video games that you love to put yourself into. Sometimes music does the trick. It makes you imagine stuff, and you could get inspired by any other art form. Literature, for instance, you can get great ideas and inspiration when you're reading a book, because your mind is constantly thinking and imagining stuff. And that really helps. So next time, try to draw inspiration from the things that you love. Usually when I'm about to start working on a new project, I watch some movies and notice little details, compositions, interesting lighting scenarios, great looking color combinations, and all sort of things. And most of the time, something just clicks. Number 5. Comfort zone. So I have this really bad habit of drawing generic looking faces that look like me, or a little figure who is looking over a really bland and uninteresting landscape. Why do I end up drawing these same things or themes over and over again? Because it's my comfort zone. When you don't put much thought into what you're about to draw or paint, it's very likely that you'll draw something within your comfort zone. And most of the times, the painting will look very uninspired, uninteresting, and easily forgettable. So whenever you're practicing or trying to draw something new, give yourself a brief, an idea, and some restrictions. Then try to paint within those constraints. For example, when you're drawing a character, you could set the characteristics for that guy before you start drawing. Is it gonna be a good or a bad character? A hero? A villain? What is his profession? What time period does he belong to? When you work within the set constraints, you actually put some thought into your artwork and not just randomly draw anything that your muscle memory comes up with. Number 6. Freelance work. I have seen so many artists who just stick to doing clients' work and don't really create anything for themselves. I would say that is not a good approach to take. Usually with a client's brief, you are told what they require from you, so you don't really have the room to experiment too much in terms of the narrative, the art style, and even the artistic choices you make while you are painting. Every once in a while, it's good to experiment with new stuff, explore new techniques, learn new workflows, or even practice by doing painting studies, for instance. Basically anything that you create for yourself, in which you are free to experiment and to make mistakes. So even when you're busy doing paid work, do not rely entirely on that. Take a few minutes from your day to sketch something for yourself. It can be a simple sketch, not too detailed, but it really helps you improve. Number 7. Art style. Remember Picasso? You probably know him for his weird looking portrait paintings we call cubism. Maybe he didn't know how to draw a human face, so he just declared that his paintings were a new art style, right? Wrong. This is one of the early paintings of Picasso. See the difference? It's very clear that he had a pretty good understanding of the fundamentals, the forms, the light, the colors, everything. So he didn't skip the most important part and just started drawing those disproportionate faces and called it cubism. There are 2 lessons here. First, don't skip the fundamentals and don't think too much about developing your unique art style. It's very important to just learn the fundamentals first. Learn perspective, anatomy, how the forms work, how the light and color works, and you'll eventually develop your own art style based on your inspirations and your influences. So give it time. Remember, no shortcuts. I hope you guys learned something from this video. If you did, please leave a thumbs up. Also, what's stopping you from improvement? Because I know I must have missed other reasons too. Please let me know in the comments down below. Thanks for watching. See you guys next time. Don't forget to subscribe.